Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare, Act 5. Mantua, a nearby city. While these things are happening, Romeo is walking down a street. Suddenly, his servant, Balthasar, rushes up to him. Balthasar, do you bring news from Verona? How is Juliet? Nothing can be wrong if she is well. Alas, your sweet young wife is dead, Romeo. I saw her body placed in the Capulet tomb. Remember, the priest was supposed to get a letter to Romeo telling him that Juliet is not dead. She just is pretending to be dead because of the liquid poison that she took. But Romeo never got the letter. He doesn't know that she is pretending. He doesn't know that it's just a plan between the priest and Juliet. So now nobody knows, only the priest and Juliet. So now Romeo thinks she is dead. What do you think is going to happen? Let's see. Romeo is stunned at the news, but he makes plans quickly. Get some horses for us, Balthasar. We will leave for Verona tonight. Are there any messages from Friar Lawrence? So is there anything from Friar Lawrence, who was supposed to send him word? No, none. When Balthasar runs off, Romeo goes to a nearby shop to buy some poison. Real poison. Veneno. He secretly plans to take his own life and die next to Juliet. This is enough to kill 20 men. Thank you, sir. Here is my money. Druggist. A druggist is a person who sells drugs. At Friar Lawrence's house. Meanwhile, back in Verona, Friar Lawrence is very upset. The day before he had written a letter to Romeo, Friar John was supposed to have it delivered quickly and brought back an answer right away. Have you seen Romeo, Friar John? I have bad news, Friar Lawrence. The house I was staying in was locked up all day yesterday. Someone there had a disease. The health officers were afraid that it would spread to others. No one was allowed to come or go until they were sure that everything was all right. The letter you gave me never reached Romeo. So Friar Lawrence sent Friar John a letter to give to Romeo to tell him, hey, Juliet is not really dead. But that letter never reached him. Why did it not reach him? Why did Friar John stay inside the house? Friar Lawrence, what? Quick, get some tools. Juliet will wake up in 3 hours, and Romeo won't be there. So he thinks that Romeo doesn't even know that Juliet is in the tomb. Get some tools. Why do they need tools? Herramientas. Why do they need tools? The Capulet's tomb. At that very moment, Count Paris is grieving by Juliet's tomb. Suddenly, his servant calls out to him. So Count Paris is crying next to the tomb, the casket maybe, la tumba. Suddenly, his servant calls out to him. Sir, I hear horses coming. Then I'll step aside for a moment. I don't want anyone to see me. Romeo and Balthasar draw near to Juliet's tomb. They have just arrived from Mantua. So Count Paris now is hiding. He's in the church, but he is hiding. He doesn't want anybody to see him. So Romeo and his friend, his servant, Balthasar, draw near. They have just arrived. Take this letter, Balthasar, and give it to my father. I would like to be alone now. I will go, sir. So Balthasar leaves. So now it's Juliet in a tomb, Romeo, and then Count Paris is hiding somewhere. When his servant leaves, Romeo uses Balthasar's tools to open the tomb. Seeing this, Paris steps from the shadow and orders Romeo to stop. So, Count Paris, hey, Romeo, stop! What are you doing? Romeo, you killed Juliet's cousin. Now Juliet has died from sadness at his death. You must not do anything else to hurt her family. Leave her tomb alone and come with me to the prince. Because you return to Verona, you will die. Yes, I will die, but I will do it my own way. Do not try to force me, or I will have to fight you. But Paris will not listen. The two men fight, and Paris is killed. Suddenly, Romeo realizes that the man he has just killed is Mercutio's cousin, and Mercutio is one of Romeo's best friends. So Count Paris was Mercutio's cousin. I forgot about that. And so now he just killed the cousin. Now I know who this young man was. I will lay him in the tomb near Juliet. Then I will join them myself. Saying this, Romeo picks up the body of Paris and carries it to the tomb. Then he drinks the bottle of poison. Just before he falls, he kisses Juliet one last time. Now I will stay with you forever, my love. With a kiss, I die. Moments later, the Friar Lawrence and Balthasar rush into the tomb. Juliet has just awakened. Looking around confused, where is my Romeo? Alas, he is dead, Juliet, and so is Count Paris. Let us get out of here at once. So now Juliet, the guy who wants to marry her, and Romeo, they're both dead. But Juliet is too shocked and sad to leave. Meanwhile, Friar Lawrence is afraid to be found by the guards, so he and Balthasar hurry away. I cannot live without Romeo now. Now I too must die. Saying this, she takes Romeo's dagger, his knife, and plunges it into her heart. Called by Paris's servant, several guards soon arrive at the tomb. Another guard comes in with Balthasar and Friar Lawrence. There is a lot of blood here. What could have happened? One of the guards goes into the tomb and finds the bodies. Meanwhile, Princess Scalas and the Capulets arrive. Romeo and Paris are dead, and Juliet, the girl we thought was dead before, seems to have killed herself. The guards begin to question Balthasar and Friar Lawrence. Just then, Lord Montague reaches the tomb. I will tell you what happened here. Princess Scalas, I secretly married Romeo and Juliet. Then I tried to save Juliet from a second marriage by having her pretend to be dead. We planned for Romeo to take her with him to Mantua. I beg forgiveness. These deaths are my fault. I will forgive you, Friar. You only did what you thought best. At this time, Balthasar hands Prince Escalas the letter that Romeo has given him. It proves that Friar Lawrence is telling the truth. You Montagues and Capulets, do you see what your fighting has done? First of all, Mercutio and Paris are dead. Now the Capulets have lost Juliet, and the Montagues have lost Romeo. All of us have been punished because of you. On hearing the prince's words, the two families realize how foolish they have been. Montague, this is Lord Capulet, give me your hand. From this day forth, our feud is over. Lord Montague, I give you my hand and more. We shall never fight again. Princess Scalas, at last we will have peace. And so let us leave this dark place. The sad story of what happened here will remain with us always. And that is the end of Romeo and Juliet.